All right. Welcome to the Journey Life podcast or the Journey Life video, YouTube, or the Journey Life. Today, I'm going to talk about the idea that we only grow if we lift more. Okay. This hit me like when I was working out the other day. I try to work out 5 days a week, but that doesn't always get there. But I try to. I was at the gym doing bench presses, the old school on a bench. And I don't do a lot of those. I do a lot of more dumbbell bench presses just because it's better for my shoulders and things like that. But it's that old school move where you get the old bar that weighs 45 pounds itself, and then the free weights lying on your back. And I was looking up at the ceiling, and it was, of course, just me and the weight. But when I looked off to the side when I was done, I was resting. I see this guy lifting some serious iron. He's like pushing hard, arms are shaking, bar stuck midair. He's one of those guys that if I was younger, I'd be like, oh, like hardly lift anything, but I lift the way I lift and the amount I lift for my health and my way. So I'm not too concerned about that anymore, but he's obviously trying to push more weight than is possible for him to push, at least for that last rep. But here's the deal. He's not panicking. He's not afraid. He's not nervous that bar is going to collapse on his chest or his throat like you see in the movies or in the cartoons. Why is that? Because this dude's got a spotter. Someone standing behind him, calm, focused, ready. If that guy can't get that bar all the way up, he's going to get a little bit of help. If that bar starts to drop, this guy's not going to get crushed. He's covered. And that's when it hit me. I never really saw this really until that moment, till last week. And when you have a spotter lets you fail successfully. A spotter lets you fail successfully. A spotter lets you fail in such a way where you're still you're maximizing what you can do, and you're letting your body know that you might be able to do more than possible. Now think about that. When you've got someone who's got your back, you're able to push farther. You're not afraid to hit your limit because you know someone's there to help you through it. That's not just a gym thing. That's a life thing. Some of us are walking through life trying to lift way more than we should be carrying alone. We're lifting spiritual weight, questions we're too scared to ask out loud. We're carrying relational weight, hurts we haven't told anyone about, hurts we haven't cleared up at all and found grace and peace and redemption under them. Some of us are grinding under emotional weight, grief and temptation and guilt and lust and fear. And here's the thing, none of us were built to lift alone. God designed us for connection. Yes, connection with him, but also with other people. Community, yes. Christ, yes. But individuals also, for accountability, for fellowship, for help, for assistance. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Scripture, Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron. And we hear that a lot, but none of us like to be sharpened, and few of us like to sharpen someone else because there's sparks fly, there's heat created, there's noise that comes along with iron sharpening iron. But that's what we're there for. We can do it with great nuance and care and grace and love. And James also tells us that confession, vulnerability, giving it to a brother, brings healing. Not confession to God, confession one to another. Not just forgiveness, but healing. That's like super important to realize that. This is what I love about the spotter metaphor. It's not just about preventing disaster. It's about creating a safe place to fail, a safe place to fail forward. Because that failure point, that pushing that iron to a point beyond what we can, that's where real growth happens. Real growth happens when we believe in things much bigger than ourselves, and we get to work moving those things, doing our part, knowing we can't do it, but knowing we have Jesus, the perfect spotter, right next to us. Okay, and I know I'm talking about individuals here, but Jesus is the perfect spotter. But we also want individuals, friendship, relational connection to spot with us. So if we say, I trust Jesus to be my spotter, then we will also trust Jesus to bring physical, tangible people in front of us also. Now, in the gym, if you only lift what you can already handle, you don't get any stronger. You stay where you are. But when you push yourself to that limit and someone's there to catch you, you grow and you grow safely, you grow without getting hurt. And that's spiritually true also. And yes, I'm going to repeat this again. We have Jesus as our spotter, but you know what? Jesus said we are on this journey with others. We need people who know we are not okay. We need people who will call out, lift us up, walk us through uncomfortable places into transformative places. All right. So let me ask you this question, two questions actually. The first one is, are you trusting Jesus enough and trying to lift heavy? Are you trusting Jesus enough and having faith to do impossible things? Second question, who's spotting you? Who's spotting you? Who's helping you do the heavy work in your relationships? Who's helping you do the heavy work emotionally? Who's spotting you? Who are you confiding in when it comes to your soul, your spirit? Do you have someone in your life who checks in on your soul, your mind, emotions, your will? Someone who helps you work through the heavier stuff, questions about faith, marriage struggles, the inner battles that you're tired of fighting, and you might stop fighting if you keep fighting them alone. Who's the person that's going to help you there? If you don't have them, maybe it's time to pray for that. Maybe it's time to ask the great spotter for that spotter in front of you to seek it out. And maybe, just maybe, probably not maybe, probably definitely, you're called to be that spotter for someone else. All right, so even Jesus on the night before the cross, he brought his friends into the garden to pray. He didn't want to face that weight alone. He asked them to stay with him, to pray, to watch. And if you read the story, you quickly notice they didn't do a very good job, that they fell asleep more than once, but they were there for Jesus. And it's a good model for us. If the Son of God asked for support in his moment of heaviness, I think it's okay for us to do the same. So don't lift life alone. Find your spotter, be someone's spotter, grow stronger. And I love this idea. Grow stronger, not by avoiding failure, but by failing safely as you attempt to do impossible things and getting back up when you fail and more powerful than you've ever been. All right. Thanks for being here. This is the Journey Life with Les Herron. We're not lifting alone. And until next time, keep believing forward, moving towards things that right now are impossible for you to do. God bless you.